YouTube, what's up, y'all? It's your boy Perk. It's 2022. I've been going for too long, but I promise you I'm gonna give you some heat today. With this tutorial, we're gonna do a low bar taper on my boy. We're gonna do a 1.5 with the grain. Y'all stay tuned, it's gonna be some fire. Here I go in with my 1.5, my one guard all the way open, going with the grain. I've been covering my boy for a minute. He said he want wavelength on top, so I know it's not gonna take off too much. It's gonna keep it dark. Later on, I'm gonna show you guys how to clean up the crown properly so you're not gashing them. For the beginners watching the tutorial, just make sure you keep your comb in your hand, constantly combing through the hair, lifting the hair up off the scalp. Just looking for any cowlicks in weird directions, any growth patterns. Here I go and clean up my man crown area, still with the one guard all the way open. My man hair is pretty thick, so I know it's not gonna gash him. But you still want to keep constantly combing, trying to see which direction the hair grows in, because you can really nick them up if you really just go in blind. Here I go in setting all my tapers. I start with the temples first, and I clean up the back area, just putting in my first guideline. I put it in a rainbow shape so I can get that burst action, but still I don't want to go up too high because I want enough room to work when I come back and start fading them. To start this back taper off, I go in with my gold effects, going up about an inch. Not pressing down too hard. I don't want to irritate them. Back here, it's a very sensitive area, but just trying to get the guideline clean and neat so all my guidelines can be uniform and I can see where I'm fading. Here I go in my lever all the way open, going up about a half an inch. And to fade this line out, I close my lever all the way closed and just work it notch by notch till it's all the way open to the top of that first guideline. Here I go with my zero all the way closed. I'm really not going up, not too much, because I'm just really trying to clean up that lever all the way open and that zero all the way closed. And then I'm gonna go in, opening up the zero all the way open, then flicking out. Really trying not to create another guideline, but just trying to flick out so it'd be easier for me to fade. As you can see, I'm doing a C cup motion, trying not to dig in too much of the skin. If you do, then you'll be fading forever because you keep going up on the neck area. But here I just close it up halfway and try to work the in-between of that zero all the way open and zero all the way closed. It's really like lever play. You're trying to flick out and trying to fade that line in. Here I go in with my lever all the way open, clean up that bottom line, because sometimes you may not always get it out with that zero all the way closed. And then here I go in, I'm just debulking, going in with my zero, not my zero, excuse me, my 1.5 all the way closed and just flicking out. Like I said, I'm really not trying to create any guidelines, just flicking out, softening up that line. So then when I go back with my one guard, I can just clean it up. It'll be easier to get out that way. I'm just debulking at this point. Here I go on my one all the way open. By this time, it should be easy to get out because I already softened it up. Reason I debulk with that 1.5 already is just keep it dark, keep it consistent. I'm sorry about the autofocus coming in and out, but I'm just going in with my one, flicking out, then I'm closing it as I go down. Really just, identifying some dark areas and just trying to clean it up. It's really just a flick game when you're on the back taper. You don't want to go too high. You don't want to set guidelines too much. One tip that will help you when you're doing your taper or any type of fade is when you're done or you think you're done, always go down on the fade. To start this left taper, I'm gonna go off with the lever all the way open, going up about an inch. I'm sorry about the autofocus, but it'll get better. I'm cleaning up the bottom with that lever all the way closed, and then open it up notch by notch, going up just a tiny bit. Here I go in with my babyless, just cleaning up the bottom line where I set in. Then I comb it, always comb. I'm going in with my zero guard all the way open, flicking out. Like I said, I'm really trying not to create guidelines, but I'm just trying to soften up this area, just flicking out. Then I go under it once I kind of set the soft guideline, closing it up notch by notch. and knocking it down to that bald area. Here I just go in. I had noticed some dark spots. Just trying to go in, my lever all the way open. Just flicking out, just cleaning up some dark spots, just detailing before I go on to the next part. Here I go in with my 1.5 all the way open, kind of like I did with the back taper. I'm just kind of flicking out, softening it up. My man, like he said, he wanted a low taper, but I'm trying to give him that burst feel, not trying to go too far up into his waves. Some wavers can sacrifice a couple of waves at the bottom for that burst taper, but I'm really just trying to keep it dark, keep it consistent, kind of like I did with that back taper, just softening it up. So when I go back with that 1, I can just take it out pretty easy. You kind of see that taper coming in together already. Here I go on my 1 all the way open, flicking out. That 1.5 kind of helped me out. Just flicking out, then I'm closing it up halfway and then all the way to close as I go down near the bald area. Like I said, when you think you're almost done with your tapers and your fades, always go down on the fade. Just smooth it so it can have that flush look. Definitely help you come out with a crispier cut. Here I go on my lever all the way open, cleaning my man's sideburn, and I'm just knocking down notch by notch so I can get that creamy transition into his beard. And it's kind of like the most crucial part of the cut. This is what separates you from a basic cut, from the IG cuts, the YouTube cuts. Is this transition from the taper into the beard. So, like I said, always go down on that fade so it can be a flush look and you'll never regret it. Here I go in, doing my right side taper. It's the same steps I did on the left side. If you want to constantly get the same look, the same taper, the same fade, stick to your steps. And this also can cut down on your time too, because you know what you're doing. Whatever you do to one side, just make sure you're doing it to the other side. Here I go in using Hunter Barber's The Formula Spritz. And then I go in using my high comb, just trying to stretch that beard out. Trying to give my man that Ricky Rose. So it turned out good, but you guys should definitely invest in one of these. I got it off of Amazon for about $25. But here I go in just combing it out. And I'm doing a freehand trim. Just trying to keep them natural, trying to keep them full. Just taking out any loose hairs before I line them up. To start off this lining, I go in with my Baby Let's Go Effects, lining up in C cups first. Try not to press too much on them because I want to nick them up, but I want to keep the C cup natural because I want that beard to connect and I want it all to be flush and go perfectly together. Here I go in and clean up the back of his beard with my Baby Let's Go Effects. Try not to press too much because I don't want to nick him up, but just trying to keep that line natural as possible. This will make your beard pop too if you follow that natural curve on the back of his jaw. Here I go in cleaning my man lining in the back, trying to keep it natural as possible. You can see it's popping, just me keeping that line natural. Here I go in using the corner of that blade just like a pencil, going over the ear, holding the ear down and going over it literally just like a pencil, and it's coming out perfect. I lined up my C cups first, so this gives me a chance to visualize the lineup, identify any weak spots, low spots, short vertical bars, slanted linings. Here I go in lining them up, starting in the middle, and then working myself right to left, trying not to dig in too much, but still trying to keep them natural, just getting the overhang of the lining. My apologies about the autofocus, man. I'm trying to get it together, but hell, it wasn't working with me. But we gonna fix that in the next video. But here I go in, just like trying to lightly tap his line and just getting the overhang, cleaning up his vertical bars in this corner. Now here I go in using my enhancement. It's my boy Glizzy, Barbicanic. It's the sauce. It's a shop secret, man. You got to come down to Tennessee to get it. But I know people feel a ways about enhancement, but it's 2022, man. People want them IG cuts. People want them celebrity cuts. So we gonna give it to them. You already can see it was crispy without the enhancement. I know people got they opinions on those, but man, enhancements. I like enhancements. I use enhancements. I like enhancements used on me. But I could do it naturally and with the enhancement. Here I go in with my beard applicator. Like I said, I'm trying to get my man that Ricky Rose. I'm using, like I said, the secret sauce from my boy Glizzy. Just trying to apply it lightly and trying to fill those light spots in with my applicator. I'm gonna go back and brush that in. Using my Barber Magic pencil, I'm going in over his lining, just give him that highlight, that extra pop to the lining, and I'm gonna go back and clean that up with my clippers. I'm not really pressing too hard because I want to go back and clean it up with my trimmers and try to mask it. It's not gonna be chunky. Some people put like a thick layer of pencil in there and it comes out really, really harsh. I'm really trying to be as light as I can on the lining, but I'm gonna go back and clean it up with my trimmer. And you can see, man, the cut coming out crispy. Like, my man looking like Ricky Rose. Like, for people who say they don't like enhancements, like, come on, man, why wouldn't you want to look like that? Like, why wouldn't you want that type of, that type of pop, man? But we gonna keep working, man. You can see the cut coming together. I'm just doing some detailed work. I'm gonna go in, clean them up with the razor, touch them up in the back real quick. Here I go with my razor, leaning them back. Like I said, excuse me for my autofocus, man. We gonna figure it out next video, but clean them up with the razor. I like to have my razor super exposed. I know some people don't like that, but I like my razor super exposed so I can see what I'm doing. But here I go with my razor, just cleaning them up. As you can see, I'm going over it multiple times to get that crispiness. Excuse my Apple Watch too, man. When you spritzing stuff all day, you get on your watch. I clean it up at the end of the day, but just putting in that work with that razor, man. Y'all see it. Here I go and clean up my man beard. You see, I'm just pulling the skin, holding the razor at an angle, trying not to dig in too much. Like I said, holding that razor at an angle, trying not to scrape too hard because I don't want to have him irritated once he leaves the chair. But just pulling it so I can get that nice clean pop with that clean skin mixed with the pencil. It's gonna give you that sharp line that you're looking for. Here I go in just doing some polish work, man, cleaning them up, doing a little detail work. Like I said, just finishing the cut. This is what definitely separates you, getting the loose hairs, making sure no hairs on his neck, and make sure that every hair is laid in place. But you can see, man, the cut coming together, man. I tried to come into 2022 with some heat. I told my man, hey, man, just stick with me. It takes time to do these videos, so I appreciated him for being patient with me. But that's the cut, man. I appreciate you guys for sitting through this video. If you guys could do me a favor and comment, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at Rajay Perkins and YouTube at Rajay Perkins. I appreciate you guys. More heat coming soon, man.